Okay, so there's really no way that I can explain to you how steep this field is, except it is just what I'm about to say, is that it's really steep. When I come down the hill, I feel as though I'm sliding down the hill. I'm not actually coming down the hill, and it's a controlled slide. So I can't do too much of filming, but nobody does these farms. This was actually bid on, or this went out to bid, and nobody bid on it other than me because of these hills. Because people call me the Flatlander, because our ground is fairly flat, but I don't mind hills, and I actually do quite a few hills. I'm not scared of them in any way. I think it's kind of funny that you can just be on top of the world and the next thing you're down in a hole. I think there's probably I'm going to say if you built a farm down there, you could put a 120-foot silo and never see it from the road. And that's how steep it is. I got to shut that off, and then hopefully I don't hit that sign with my 90-foot booms, because this thing is ginormous. So, yeah, that's how big it is here. Now, I'm going to have to actually, I don't know if I can fit down through there too easily. I hate doing this spot. I got to thread a needle there. I should just come over with a, let's see if I can do it. I'm coming down. I'm going to go super, super slow. And I know that I'm going to have to fold these in a bit. Oh, wait, whoa. I got the wrong goddamn thing. I'm hitting the wrong button. So you got to fold them in so that they don't hit. And when they do hit, you see what I've got it done there? I folded it. I can get past everything. And then I got to stick them back out again so that I can come around this corner. And then I got to go up the hill. And this is where things are a little funny, because it takes an awful lot of horsepower to go up this hill. And I ain't kidding you, man. Here I'm downshifting 10, 9, 8 miles an hour. I know when I'm bailing, and I'm clawing. I mean, I'm really pawing at the ground here again. It's dry here. Down in the valley it's not dry. I got the differential lock on. And you know, you just really got to pay a lot of attention here, or you're gonna end up on your side or on your back or wherever the hell you're gonna end up. So there it is. As you can see, now I'm on top of the world again. You can see all over the place, and I've shut my boom off. I'm actually going to flip that, and then when I come back around here, I've got all the hairy, scary stuff done. And yeah, we're good. We are good. Cool. And I just got to follow my foam. They're rolling hills, if you didn't know. I've never filmed on these hills. I did make a video of this place a few years back. I think I said it was a lot like Ireland or England, and I've never been to Ireland, but I've seen photos, and it just looks like a real hilly place. So I just kind of said that it looked like that. I don't know. You tell me. I mean, I'm either pointed straight down or straight up, and I'm sweating because it's nerve-wracking. You got washouts in the middle, and the camera does not do this place justice. But I can tell you that there's a lot of people that would never go on this hill. I can tell you that right now. As you watch, I'm climbing up. Now I'm going to hit the ridge, well, what I call the ridge. Coming up over the top, and then I'm going to come back down the bottom. And it kind of curls to the left. This was all pasture land at one time. This field is 33 acres, and usually anybody that did any work here, they didn't have cows on it anymore. The guy that used to, I think his name was Ed Jablonski, was the guy that had this place. I'm sure Timmy Cornpicker would tell me if I'm right or wrong. Ed Jablonski. Everybody thought that he owned this property, but he didn't. he leased it from a doctor, and when the doctor passed away, he donated it to the Hunterdon Medical Center, and then the Hunterdon Medical Center promptly sold it to the county, and that was that. Everybody was kind of shocked that Ed didn't actually own the place. He lived here all his life pretty near. So, but Ed's died, and yeah, and that's that. Yeah, so this one field is 33 acres. I think I forget how many acres are here. This is the third trip over with fertilizer, 1,100 gallon tanks, and at only 20 gallons to the acre. I've been over here 3 times with potash also. So, you know, that'll give you the amount of acres that I'm doing. It's quite a bit. Over 100. Yep, and I'm happy to have it because it is all grassland. I'll have it for the next 8 years. If, you know, all works out well. 8 years, if I'm still alive in 8 years, you never know. But anyway, yeah, now that the nerves are over, I'm going to shut it off. That field there, as you can see, I've got hay on the other side. This place usually produces a fair amount of hay also, and which is always fun. You know, I like to work, I guess. And I was just talking to my nephew Grant about work, and he says, well, I could be playing soccer right now. He says, but I'd rather be making some money. So I've got him working. I'll have to round the corner again. And you see, it's just so tippy and tilty. Now I'm on the level in my boom, which is at full elevation. I don't know. I can walk clear under it, so they're 6 foot high, and they're scraping the bottom. It's kind of weird, but that's the way it is. There is a little snippet down there that I refuse to do this year because it's so hard on my booms. Well, you know what? I might do it anyway. Nah, I'm not going to do it. I'm just not. It's not worth it. It doesn't dry out down in there anyway. Alright, so that's it for this field. I'm going to move over to the other side. Well, it's all one field, but I want to move over to the other side. I hope you guys are enjoying this. It's just nerve-wracking as hell to be doing this. But, so I'm going to fold them up. Why is this camera not focusing? Got a lot of people bitching about my camera. Well, you want to buy me a new camera, you can. And I do have an issue. Oh shoot. I do have an issue with this boom on the right hand side. For some reason I just can't seem to get it to settle down the way it's supposed to. I have no idea why, but alright. So now we're folded up. I've shut my PTO off. If it builds up too much pressure, it will actually blow off that hose, which I don't like to have happen because fertilizer this year is really expensive. If you didn't know, it's expensive every year, but this year it seems to have gone up a little bit. The amount that I have to buy, staggering. Anyway, meet you on the other side. Okay, so I'm back over here on this side now. A little wetter piece or side of the field. So I really got to keep careful. And you can see the hill. I mean, I tell you, this damn camera does not show it justice. It just doesn't. I wish it would, but I mean, I'm putting down nitrogen, little 2,4-D on this. We've got some weeds that need to get under control. I will be taking the rest of this hay out of here this week. Hopefully I will be. And yeah, I have to weed my way in and around that. And I will be doing that. So, there we go. I'm not going to do that at the moment, but I will be doing it soon. I don't have a triangle piece to do here yet. My little triangle piece, right down in here. And this place is always just... I've had this will be my 4th year of farming this ground, and like I said before, it was all pasture land, so it was a mismatch of stuff. And after the fellow that was farming it had passed away, there was a guy across the road, and he would brush hog it and make round bales like in this area where it's not as steep as that. He would just pick it out and brush hog the rest. So it's been neglected for eons. Just really, you know, I say it's neglected. I mean, you really, no matter what you do in this world, you got to put back what you take off. You know, and if you're not putting back what you take off, you're mining the ground. There's a couple of guys in my area that just know how to mine the ground. You know, I put back what's necessary to grow the crop that I'm going to grow. It's a shame that some of these other clowns, they try to get your ground away from you because they know damn well you've spent the money, you've put the nitrogen in, or not the nitrogen, the nutrients that need to be there to grow the crop that they want, because they're too cheap to actually buy it. And I got to tell you, me and Teresa, when I started up this sprayer, you know, it's a little bit of a trick to get this one going because it's so big, and you know, the foam marker was giving me an ass ache, but my friend and neighbor, he was spraying also. He's putting down nitrogen on his wheat. So, you know, no big deal. He's got it on his wheat. I'm not going to go through that fence line. I'm going to go through the fence rows. If you see what I'm doing, I'm actually picking up right about here. I should be okay. So what I've done is I've picked up my booms way high so that I can get over top of everything without folding them. I know that drives my dad nuts because he can't do it with his. Well, he can, but he doesn't, I don't know, he just doesn't do that. I'm the kind of guy that just kind of stretches the rules a little bit. But anyway, we're standing there, we're bullshitting, talking about, you know, things that are going on in agriculture. And with that, one of these guys that I call miners that mine the ground of all their nutrients, and you know, they do seem to squeak a living out of it. I'll give them that. The Little Bale program is most of it. But anyway, whoop, I'm in the bushes, damn it. Anyway, we're sitting there talking, and out of the blue, he just stops and looks, and he says, "Holy shit, he bought fertilizer." And me and Teresa both whip our heads around and watch him pull into his driveway with a buggy load of fertilizer. And I'll remember that as long as I live, because quite honestly, this guy, and this is a program that some of these people will do. So here in New Jersey, we have a lot of influence from the city. New York, Philadelphia, not so much Easton. They never seem to move out of Easton, but, you know, Trenton a little bit, but mostly New York. And they come out to the country, and they purchase a piece of property, right? So they have no clue as to what to do with this property other than what's been already going on. You might get one that's a little ambitious, buy a tractor and a mower and try to make hay, and then when they've had a couple 3 years of failure, that's when they call me back in, or call my friend or one of these miners. She wanted to pay for the fertilizer, which she tried to pay for my fertilizer. I don't work that way. I will not let somebody pay for my fertilizer. All you guys are probably just crawling out of your skin saying, why not? Somebody's willing to pay for your fertilizer, do it. Well, if someone pays for my fertilizer on that property, then in turn, they either own the crop, and her husband's a lawyer, think about this, and I'd never get anything out of it, obviously, that's what I was thinking, and I don't like owing people something. And when someone gives you something, and anybody that's ever been given anything out of the kindness of their hearts knows that there's strings attached. It doesn't matter. I mean, whether it's your girlfriend, whether it's a family member, it doesn't matter. There's always strings attached. So, knowing this, that there was going to be strings attached, I didn't do it. So anyways, this guy, I keep beating around the bush here, but this guy, he comes onto the property and he's like, yeah, I can do this. No problem. I'll take your money. I'll take your fertilizer. So I still farmed across the way. Yeah, I mean across the way. I mean I farmed across the way, right across the fence row. And I saw the new tenant of the ground. I'll Jesus. I saw the new tenant of the ground out there with a fertilizer buggy, and I thought, well, that's good. He must have took the bait, and he's going to put fertilizer on, and she's going to be the one to pay for it. And then, so I watch him go in. He's got a full heaped up buggy, right? And I'm watching him go back and forth, back and forth. Now, mind you, this is 65 acres of ground. One buggy, 65 acres of ground. He does the headlands, and he starts going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, which is the way we do it here in New Jersey. You may do it different elsewhere in the country or world, but that's the way we do it. So I watch him do this, and I'm putting nitrogen in the sprayer, and I'm spraying out 30 acres, or well, was it that? Yeah, it was still the other sprayer. I'm spraying out about 30 acres of ground, 35 acres of ground. I'm coming back and refilling my sprayer, and he's not at all refilling anything. He's just going back and forth, and it doesn't look as though what did I do? God damn it, did I just break something? No. Nothing's coming out of the spreader. Literally nothing is leaving the spreader. So, I'm like, what the hell is that? Oh, God damn you. If I do that one more time, I'm going to be dead. Stupid asshole me. Sometimes I do some amazing things, but that was pretty amazingly stupid. I'm hoping I didn't bust anything. So anyway, I'm a little distracted here because I'm doing my work. And we are off and spraying. So I got this a little bit higher than I wanted to be. And I'm going slow because I'm right next to this house. And anyway, with that being said, he never put anything on, but maybe 300 pounds. He had that thing closed down as slow as he could get it, and he had had it as slow as he could get it, and he had the gate all the way closed, and he was dusting the property. Then he left. Now get this, he leaves with the buggy load of fertilizer, what's left of it, which is about 90% of what he came to the farm with, right? Okay, what's that going to fit or going to fit? Yes. So he comes back with about 90% of what he came to the farm with, and he leaves with it. And then I go down the road after I'm finished, and there he is, spreading the fertilizer. Yes, the fertilizer that she had purchased on the neighbor's property. Alright, she's an absentee landowner. She's not there. Her husband, he's doing God knows what. He's working. And she's getting ripped off with her fertilizer. So I find out later from another reliable source, like the person that is farming it now, because she didn't want me back there after this guy ripped her off, that she was paying him $12,500 a year on top of the fertilizer to make the hay on that property. And that's just amazing. So that's the kind of craziness that you get there. So